At LV, our home insurance comes from the heart. It's not just about giving you a personal claims handler to take care of you all the way. It's about looking after you in other ways too. Like when you go direct to us, buy online and get a massive 25% discount. To see how much you could save with the Which Insurance Provider of the Year 2017, go direct to lv.com. Online discount for new customers only, excludes home emergency and home legal expenses.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Podcasting since 2005.
Check it out.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Here we go.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 582. This is your host, Danny, and also joining me this week, co-host of the show. Let's start with Paris. Welcome back, Paris.
Yeah, thank you. I just finished running hills for 30 minutes. I feel good. Let's do this.
You feel good or you feel hype?
No, I feel good. What am I hyped about? Pokemon? I'm not hyped about that.
Wow, I'm just wondering. I don't know. You said you just started running. I don't know. It sounded like Rocky-ish. So, and also we have Pete Rock in here. Pete, what's up?
What is up? No, let's. Can we have a Pokemon Go free show this week, please?
We could try.
Okay, good. All right.
And hey, you might as well do it because in 2 weeks the phenomenon is going to be over anyways.
Oh, wow. Yeah, according to Paris.
According to Michael Pachter, too. He agrees with me.
Oh, God.
He's a smart man.
It's not going to go down.
Why? Because you guys share the same opinion?
Yeah.
That's why. If he said something else, then Paris like, I disagree. Right, Paris?
No, he's a smart guy. I think people should listen to him because we typically always agree. So there you go.
All right. Head over to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag. Listen to our past episodes and subscribe. Follow us. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and other podcast directories. Give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Or email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. We have a couple questions for fan mail and also voicemails. So, just continue to send us questions and we're definitely going to play a future episode. So, yeah. Before we go to the questions and everything, guys, I just read that they're bringing back Uno. Remember Uno from the Xbox Live arcade?
Yeah. I saw you having a weird Twitter conversation with God, I can't even think of his real name. Yeah, Devin. I was gonna call him.
Wait, hold on. What you mean by weird conversation?
Because he was talking about like the camera, and someone was talking about you can't unsee some of the stuff that you saw on the camera back in the day, and I was like,
all right. First of all, that was not me. What Devin said, he was like, man, Godfrey, I remember the first time I met you was because you had those cameras, you got it early, and you were playing Uno, and that's how I found out about you in the podcast. And then that guy randomly just said, oh, yeah, he mentioned that, the unseen stuff. I'm like, whoa, I don't know about that. I wasn't talking about that at all, but okay.
Now,
yeah.
I'm a really date you right now. I remember you having a video with the Uno and that camera with my original podcast partner, Coach Ass Kicking. I remember that.
Oh my God, that is old.
That's like probably like 10 years old now, 10, 11 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah. What we were talking, I don't remember what we were talking about.
I don't remember what you're talking about. I just remember the video. I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's cool that you can do video.
I know, this is
you had a podcast person, Coach Ass Kicking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old school gamers is the original podcast I did before Uncle Gamer, and it lasted about a month because that dude was a maniac.
Oh my God, the stories, huh? Classic,
oh my God, yeah, crazy stories.
Classic stories, man. And also, the Namco announced today they're bringing back a sequel of Pac-Man Championship Edition. So the first thing I did was I went to Twitter, replied, this is going to make history again. And I added Aaron Greenberg in there. And, of course, he replied back laughing. The whole controversy that happened during the first game. They came out. You remember that, right, Paris? That controversy?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember.
Were you around, Pete? Were you there? Were you part of GTR around that time or no?
I don't.
You want to know? You want to know? You want to know why I remember? And it had been 10 years now, so who cares? I remember Gamer Andy was after you over that and had like this big expose podcast trying to expose you as a sellout, and the MVP program was garbage for the Xbox, and it was all because of your friendship with Aaron Greenberg.
Wow.
And he tried to get me on it too.
Though, right?
No, that was. God, that had been like 2006, 2007, right?
I don't remember. That was a long time.
Yeah,
I think
it was long.
2000. I think it was 2007.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Years ago.
My God, how time flies. But hey, we're still here, right? Hey.
Hey, waka waka.
Waka waka. All right, we're All right. It's time for fan mail.
Fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
All right, so we have a couple questions, voicemail and questions. So let's go with this is not a question, but more about feedback about this whole Nintendo Classic coming out this November. Play this voicemail right now.
Hello, GTR crew. Spaz here. You know, the one with the X's and I's nonsense? Enjoying your content as always, so keep up the good work. I am looking forward to the Nintendo Mini for two reasons. First and foremost, it will be the return to couch co-op for my family. And to buy all the games included would cost a lot more than Virtual Console. My only hope is my kids aren't spoiled by today's graphics, 1080, 920, whatever. As for me, it was my first console, and I will be nostalgic. So I will definitely be pre-ordering that soon. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I mean, yes, that's the first thing I thought about. Co-op, local co-op play, man. That's one thing that we're missing a lot now with the new consoles. I mean, having this $59.99 console with 30 games, and you could play multiplayer with your family locally. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Am I right?
Well, yeah, the fact that they made the second controller very price conscious. It's only $10. So yeah, easily. So yeah, all the old games that you could do two players on, just go ahead and hook it up. Now, the thing that he brought up in that voicemail, which I hadn't even thought of, but it makes a lot of sense. What resolution are these games going to be in when they come out? I mean, because think about it. Back then, it wasn't even 480p back in the day when these 8-bit games. So I'm curious, are they going to be up-res to like 720p or something like that? And then like the fact that he brings up our kids. Our kids ain't used to these old raggedy games now. They're going to look at them and go, ew.
They're like, oh my God, this is Atari?
Yeah, why is it all blocky? But I also have to say this since I wasn't on last week, and
Yes.
the one game that is not on there that I wish was on this list of the 30 games is pro wrestling. Do you remember pro wrestling?
Absolutely.
Yes, classic.
Absolutely.
Oh
Yes.
my God, Hayabusa with that kick,
Yep.
and then Starman with that jump off the. Oh my God, I used to love that.
You know
Love it
which
so
other
much.
game I think that they should have added to? Baseball Stars. Remember that one that you could customize your team and so on? You could
You ruined it,
have like
Danny.
a whole career mode and
You
everything.
ruined it.
You didn't remember that?
You ruined it all, Danny.
Why?
We had a good vibe going, and you had to throw in a garbage game like that, man.
That's
I know,
not a- whoa,
RBI,
that-
RBI baseball was way better than that.
Okay. RBI baseball is a pretty good one. Yeah. But I like Baseball Stars, man. That was the first time you create your own team and have like a career and everything, man. That was awesome.
You could do that in RBI baseball, couldn't you?
I don't think so.
I thought you could.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever. I'm surprised that they don't have the original Contra. You know,
I mentioned that last week,
Yeah.
though. The
Yeah, you
reason
did,
there's
you
an
did.
issue
Yeah.
with the emulation of the original game, and people who play, Nintendo emulators are already familiar and are already knowledgeable of how difficult it is to emulate that specific game, and we don't know why. Nobody's ever been able to decipher why that game is so hard to emulate. Apparently, neither does Nintendo, but that's why they ended up giving us Super C instead.
Nah. You were gonna say something, Paris?
No, he said exactly what I was going to say. That was the emulation issue. But, of the games that are in there, I'm telling you, people need to play Mega Man 2.
Yes, classic.
Woo, and it is not easy either. Woo, that game is hard.
That is hard.
Back
Very
in the day, it is a hard, challenging, fun game to play. And again, Mario 3, to this day, it's still the best platformer ever made. Still. I dare you to tell me something, a platformer that's better than Super Mario Bros. 3. Still the best one out there.
You know what? I remember playing Ninja Gaiden, the original NES, and I was in the last boss. And my mom was like, go to sleep. I'm like, damn. Remember, you couldn't save that game.
Nope, you couldn't.
Once you turn it off, you got to start from scratch. I was like, okay, Mom. I turned off the TV and left it on pause.
Yep.
That was, dude, it was really hard to get to the final level, man. I was in the last level. And then the next day I was about to play. And then my little brother was like, Mom, Danny doesn't want to let me play. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the last level. Please wait. And my mom screamed at me, come on, let him play. I'm like, oh no. And he grabbed it and died completely. I ran out of lives. I'm like, oh my God, I got to start from scratch.
Remember when it was a big deal that The Legend of Zelda had a battery in the cartridge, so you could have saves?
Yep, that was a huge. But see, here was the problem though. After a while, the battery died. Right?
Yep.
But the thing is, it was a trick for you to save the game. So if you leave the cartridge inside the Nintendo system and don't take it out, then it works. Once you move it and you take it out, that's it.
Right,
everything
it's essentially
erased.
RAM, right? It's essentially non-active RAM. So as soon as you remove it, it's gone.
It's done. Hey,
now,
exactly.
I'm curious to know with your whole Ninja Gaiden adventure there with your mom and not being able to save. Will that still be there?
No, it will save. This one they'll have a option to save. Come on, it will be stupid.
Yeah, no, they said that for these new games that there will be save moments in all these games.
Oh, good. Because imagine last level in 2016, turn it off. You can't.
Because I mean, think about it. It's an emulator. So even if you'll still have the original games the way they were. So even if they don't modify them to put quote unquote save points in them, it can basically just go into like a save state. You know what I mean? Like a snapshot.
Yeah, right.
Like think of like a VM or whatever. Just do a snapshot of where you are, and then you just once you start it up again, you'll just pick it up from where you left off. That's what I'm assuming, but
we're hoping, because if not, I can see Danny. I'm sorry, I can't go into work. I gotta save. I gotta finish this game.
Now, my one disappointment though of these games is the fact, and I know it's due to licensing and all that, is that Punch Out isn't Mike Tyson.
Ah, man, I know, man.
Is it licensing, or is it more because of how Nintendo is with brand and associating itself and
I think it's more the second one.
It's the second one because nowadays, I mean, think about it. Mike Tyson's completely rehabbed his image at this point. I mean, he has a kids TV show, so it's not a thing of he's bad for kids at this point.
Is it really a kids TV show though?
I've never watched it.
It's on Toonami at night, dude. I've seen it. It's not a kid's cartoon. Look it up. Actually, you know what? It'll be on Plex in the next day or so because I'm getting it. So yeah, when you watch it, not for children.
Okay. Now, one game from that list, it seems really, really tough. Ghosts and Goblins, man. Mm-hmm. Are you guys gonna try it out now that you can save it and so on? You're gonna try it out? That game looks tough, man. Since day one, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try out probably everything on there except Balloon Fight. That's probably the one dumb game they got on there. I'm excited for this, and hopefully they'll roll out a Super Nintendo version of it, maybe even N64 version of this as well. But I'm excited because to me, I now have my stocking stuffers for Christmas. I know what I can get someone. I mean, dude, it's $60, fits in the palm of your hand. I mean, that's such an easy gift to give out to all your various gamer friends. So it's going to be a good Christmas, man.
I just don't remember Star Tropics.
Oh, I do. Any
good? Like, I don't remember the game at all.
I don't remember really enjoying it, no. But I do remember it back in the day. It was all right, I think.
It was all right. All right.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Back on the scene.
This is Gamer Tag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
Do you have any email questions there?
Actually, PC Bottleneck. This one is coming from Anthony Vasquez.
Okay.
First, let me thank you, Paris, Pete, and Danny, for all your hours of entertainment. You guys have been there to help me in very, very bad times. Never underestimate the power podcasting has, and thanks for bringing us a reason to smile when we need it the most. So my question is, I have an R9 390 with a Mobo motherboard for Danny, an MSI 970 gaming. That's a video card, Danny. And the CPU is an 8320 AMD. That's the processor. And I've been having problems with very nasty frame drops on games like Doom and others. Any advice or suggestion on how to fix this? GPU usage is 100% to around 20 to 10% every time it happens. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot, guys. Love and success for all of you from Puerto Rico, Anthony.
Yeah,
so,
I know what he needs to do right away.
Your answer was what I was physically typing when this email came in. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what Danny says. Save it for the show. But I already know what Paris is gonna say.
Yeah, upgrade the CPU.
Is it just that though? Or because my honest response was get rid of all of the AMD stuff. So.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but that's, okay. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, his GPUs for Doom, it's fine. I guess the other question would be, what resolution are you running this at? I'm assuming it's probably 1080p, which a 970 should be fine for. CPU's bottleneck here. The fact that that you're dropping frames even when the GPU usage is between 20 and 10%, it ain't the GPU that's a problem. It's your processor. And again, I don't know with this R9 390 motherboard. I don't know what it supports CPU wise. Again, you're on AMD, which I used to be way back in the day, but I've been pretty much an Intel guy the last 10 years or so. Yeah, so I honestly, I don't know. I know that 8320 is an old CPU though, so that would be my first thing. And again, we don't know what kind of memory he has either. Are we talking 4, 8, 16? If he's at 4, I would definitely up his RAM to at least 8. You know what I mean? And I'd have to research that CPU more, but it sounds like probably a combination of memory and CPU is going to need to upgrade.
The CPU that he has is an AMD FX 8320. It's an 8-core, 3.5 gigahertz AM3 Plus. So my last computer build, which was all AMD, was the 8150 8-core processor. So I don't know if the processor 100% could be the reason. It's relatively new, so I don't think it would be. But coming from an all AMD to a now all NVIDIA world or all Intel world, it's night and day. Now, I didn't have the issues with GPU high utilization, and I think that's what he said in the email. So I'm still 100% not sure if he's having CPU drops or if it's GPU related. The R9 390 is relatively new. I think it's comparable to what a 960 from an NVIDIA world, but it could be a combination of things. What resolution you're on? Maybe the resolution you're trying to play it at just isn't something that the R9 390 can handle. So
wait, now I'm confused. The R9 390 is a GPU?
Yes.
Now, then what does he mean by the 970?
The 970 is his motherboard. MSI 970 gaming.
Oh, see when I see MSI 970
gaming, I think of the video card that the 970 gaming.
Okay. Now I get it.
But it is an AM3 Plus, or it is an MSI AMD motherboard. So he is running essentially the entire the Scorpio or the Scorpius. That's what happens when you run all AMD. That it forms like Voltron, I guess you could say, and turns into like this. It's a framework within AMD to allow you to overclock and do bigger, better things than just standard.
Gotcha.
Or if you want to make it easier, just get a console.
Oh no, he doesn't need a cut. Jesus,
don't do that.
No.
I just want to say that very quick.
I know you would. I mean, if that CPU's more modern and it's doing that, dude, it's got to be memory or something then, right? I can't think of anything else. I don't know. Maybe email us back. Give us a little more specifics. What resolution are you running at? How much memory you got in there? And we'll take it from there. But yeah, if that 8320 is 3.5 gigahertz and you're running at 1080.
And then it's an 8-core. Now, I'm looking it up on GPU Boss, and it says that the R9 390 is just below a GTX 970. So
then it's got to be memory or something. That GPU should be fun.
My only other recommendation would be pull everything apart, clean all the contacts, make sure everything is really seated well. Make sure you've got a really good what is it, like Arctic Silver or whatever, the thermal paste on your CPU. Because I do remember rebuilding my moving everything over from my old box to my Fractal case, and I thought about, okay, it's been about 3 years since I swapped, I cleaned out the CPU and put new thermal paste, and I didn't, and I was having CPU issues back then. So it might be something you may want to look at. I don't know if maybe you didn't put enough thermal paste on there, and maybe you're getting some overheat or something a little funky going on in your CPU interaction. It's possible.
Another thing to try, Doom now supports Vulkan. So I would try that driver-wise instead of OpenGPL, just to see if you're still seeing the same frame rate drops. And Vulkan, most people say it's a lot better than what we're seeing right now with OpenGL and DX12. So I'd try that too, just to see. Why not?
Yeah, and then let us know. Let us know if we actually know what we're talking about, if we're just pulling stuff out of our neck.
Yeah, out of a tuchus.
All right, so you want to read another one?
Sure, I'll read this one. This is from Kyle. He says, "Hey, my name is Kyle from Minnesota. My wife is from Minnesota. Oh. I was listening to your most recent episode of GTR, and you were talking about the Man of War headset. My Astro A40s have recently broke for my Xbox One, and I've been looking for a new pair, and I'm stuck between the A50s and the Man of War. I was wondering what your guys' take on the best gaming headset would be for you guys. Also, you said you might give the Man of War to a listener. I'm doing a lot of these, and I would love them if you decide to do so. Keep up the great work. You guys are always helping me increase my knowledge on gaming and making me laugh. Let me dream! ! So thank you for your email. I'm torn. Like I did a review last year, like on the Steel series on their H wireless. I really like those. The Logitech 933s and the 633s. And these, I'm talking strictly PC gaming headsets when I'm talking about the Logitechs. I really like those. I know, Pete, do you have them yet? You don't have them yet.
No, I have the Man of Wars. That's what we meant. That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
I mentioned I was going to review them. I don't think they'll work on the console. I believe they're PC only. So I don't know if this is something that, unfortunately, Kyle, would satisfy you unless, you want to run out and build out a PC. Then I'd be happy to send it to you.
Here's what I would recommend just for what I'm using as my daily driver right now. I'm using those A40 TRs. I freaking love them. They're not wireless. They're wired headsets, but I don't care. They're freaking great. I love them. And the fact that you can go in now and basically kind of customize out your EQ settings on what you prefer, as far as bass, treble, all that kind of stuff. I really like them. And plus I got the mod kits as well. So you can basically make them a, oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? A noise canceling headsets. They work great. I love them. So if money isn't an issue, I would probably recommend the Astro A40 TRs right now.
Okay. And I need to take a step back and correct. They are a wireless USB headset, and they're also compatible with the PlayStation 4. So again, unfortunately, sorry, Kyle, I am not helping you in any way, shape, or form with this. But the review will be coming up in the next week or two at the latest. But yeah, they are PC and PS4 compatible only.
Question, P, about those headphones, headsets. They're pretty big compared to the previous ones.
Yes, you put them on, you look like Princess Leia.
Oh my God.
Now, Now, I'm going to be real curious to see, once they actually come out into the real world in production, those new Astro A50s. Mm-hmm. Like my son has the A50s that he uses, and he loves them for wireless. But the new ones that they're coming out with that we got to check out at E3, those things were pretty freaking sweet for wireless headsets.
And to drop into the charging cradle.
Yeah. So my advice, I'd wait because they're out next month, right? August,
September, yeah.
August.
Yeah. I would kind of wait till those come out, see some reviews. Maybe we might even get a review copy of them and see what people think about the A50s. Definitely check out the A40 TRs, and I'm sure Pete he'll have a full review of those Man of Wars. Even the Logitech, the 933s, you can connect them to a console via the USB cable, but you lose all the processing is done on the PC for the Dolby Digital and the DTS sound. So they just become stereo headsets if you use them on a console. But those are my actual gaming headsets on the PC is the Logitech 933s. But again, it's because they're on PC and you can do all the audio processing through PC software.
What other price for that one?
Which one?
The one that you were just talking about.
Oh, the Logitech, the 933s, which are the wireless ones, I think are $199, and then the 633s, which are the wired version of those, they're $150.
Okay, because that's the thing. There's so many headsets out there, and the different prices. So, will you guys recommend to go on the cheap side, or go into the middle, or get the expensive one?
That depends on the purchaser. That's fully on the consumer. It depends on what their price point is. If they've got maybe if they only have $100 to $150, then maybe the Astros are definitely not going to be in your price point. Yeah. But like the ones that Paris mentioned, the Man Awards are $170. You get 60 days of Pandora One and free shipping if you buy them direct from Razer. But there's plenty of options out there. I know the Kraken as well from Razer is like $100, and that does 7.1. So that may be an option as well for those that are
but budgeted. Does it do 7.1 on a console? Because what I'm starting to realize is the reason you're paying this premium for things like the Steel Series and the Astros is because they have the processing built in to the headset, or they have a device that you're plugging into that does all the audio processing to get that Dolby Digital 7.1, 5.1, etc. Those other type of headphones like these Man of Wars or Logitechs, to get that kind of sound, it's because you're installing some kind of software in your PC, and the PC's doing the processing that you would get in like that breakout box on an Astro or something like that. So it's like you're saying, Pete, it really just comes down to, how much disposable income do you have? I mean, if you're going to get the Astros or something like that, you're paying the premium price for it. But end of the day, it's worth it if you can afford it. I mean, like I said, my Astros, that's what I use to play on my PlayStation, when I'm playing Destiny and stuff like that. So they're definitely worth it if you can afford that price. But, not everybody's willing to drop $300 on a pair of headsets.
Very true.
All right, so we have another voicemail. This is
Danny didn't even care. He just, all right, move on.
No, I'm just talking to PC crime. All right, so we have another caller from NYC, New York City, and he called this Voicemail Go.
Gamer Tag Radio. What's up, fellas? Been listening for over a year. Actually, heard about y'all through Paris making a cameo on Planet Destiny podcast. So I've been hooked ever since. I love you guys. New York City representative. So I got my own version of what you can call maybe Voicemail Go, because I'm here walking the dog. First question. Has Microsoft abandoned the HoloLens? Last year, 2015 E3, did a little demo on stage with Minecraft, I believe. And there was really no word of it since. Nothing in 2016. Is it because they're kind of scrapping it due to all the competition with the virtual reality headsets, and that's not really virtual reality? My second question is, I've noticed that Recore has been given pre-order of like $40, not only through Microsoft Store, but also through some retailers. So it's a little maybe disconcerting. Maybe Are they doing that because of the lackluster pre-order sales so far? So just let me, give me your opinions. Love to hear it. Parting shots, Paris. I felt the same way about Uncharted around chapter 11. I felt the same way. But once chapter 12 came, was probably one of the best action scenes of the game. I definitely recommend. It's not game of the year, but it is definitely top 5. All right. And then Pete and Danny, as I was actually contemplating about calling the podcast, I see these 2 kids, one on an iPad, one on a cell phone. I was like, these guys are Pokemon going right now. So, fellas, take it easy. Let me know.
All right, so he talked about HoloLens. Is it done for Microsoft?
No.
I'm glad we got this voicemail because it was so funny. I was going to bring this up because I was thinking about this too. It's not dead. I think Microsoft actually came out before E3 and kind of mentioned that, HoloLens isn't ready for prime time. So they're not going to talk about it again until it's ready.
Right.
And, you and I, Danny, we both got to check out that Halo AR experience. And while I thought the novelty of it was cool, remember just that headset, it just like your vision was limited in it. It's not ready yet. The tech of it is sound, but the actual hardware to power it needs more time. So I think Microsoft is smart.
I don't know if it's fully as bad as you think. My wife's job, they have one with the SDK and they're playing around with it. And it's pretty slick. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but I do know that they're working with it from their perspective. And I know I said we were going to try to keep this Pokemon Go free today.
Pete broke it.
I couldn't. But it makes sense because it actually related to HoloLens. There's a developer that went out and used the Unity software kit along with the HoloLens SDK and was able to create a mixture of Pokemon Go using the HoloLens. So it's more of a mixed reality video because it's using the the concept and everything of Pokemon Go while giving you the HoloLens SDK. So, apologies, I didn't completely go, Pokemon Go free, but there's a couple of plays going out right now. And if you want, Danny, I'll send you the video link so you can maybe put them in the description for people to check them out. But yeah, you can apparently use Pokemon Go with HoloLens now. How comfortable that's going to be walking around with a PC with a PC VR headset out into public. How well that's going to work, I don't know. But
you want to get robbed?
Yeah,
that's for
the
sure.
opportunity is out there, and if people can do something like this quickly, utilizing existing technology along with HoloLens. I mean, it can't be that far off. Obviously, Microsoft is the ones that are going to make that determination as to when it's going to hit market or when they're going to do their next unveiling. But I'm pretty sure with as many people between, the Vive, Oculus, PlayStation VR, the list goes on, Samsung Gear, Microsoft is losing ground in this game on VR. And they're putting all I don't want to say they're putting all their eggs in the basket, but they're losing out on a lot of ground to everybody else.
But
are they though?
Why? I don't think so, Pete.
Yeah,
they're not losing money. They're not really. Why not sit back, make the design better? Which I agree with.
It depends on how you
love
think
the technology. I like the technology, but the thing is, that little screen on the side, it seemed like it was a little bit too small. And once it fits and it works, man, it looks amazing. But that's the thing, that everybody has different
opinions,
visions and stuff. So it's going to be better for Microsoft to take their time and make a better design. Like look at Google Glasses. Where the hell are they? that's been talked about for years, and it's just been like. And I had it for like a week. It's okay. So
I don't know. It depends. When you say they're not losing money, they're not selling any. So right now, that's money going out the door. In terms of development and research, until they actually physically start selling or partnering to get money coming in, it's a loss when you consider from a business perspective. So until that thing is sold and put in the hands of people, I don't know if it can be a success.
We'll see in the future. Now, the second question, he asked about Recore, the price. Is it a bad thing that's $40? And I'm going to answer that because I this is the first thing that popped up in my head. Last year, Microsoft released the Rare collection, and I believe that game came out last year around August, and that was the first game of the holiday season that was coming out at that time. They had it for $40, and the game did pretty decent. Like it was good. Like, you know. Now this is a new IP. Not a lot of people know much about Recore, so having it for $40, I think, is good. Is that a sign that the game is going to be bad? No, I don't think so, because there's a lot of games out there that is a cheaper price, and it's amazing. It doesn't matter for the price. So if you want to wait until you get to see like the reviews and then you make your final decision from there, that's fine. But having it for $40, I don't see it as a bad thing. I got to see it here and there, like during E3. I couldn't play it because the area was like crowded, and but so far the feedback that I heard from people, that's a cool game. It's actually fun. So it's up to you if you want to wait or not.
Yeah, and I agree with you for the most part. I just think the $40 price point lends itself more to it not being a very long experience. Like, this is probably a shorter game. So instead of charging $60 and people are up in arms, the game was only 5 hours long or 6 hours long, how dare you? You know, you say it's $40. It can still be a great experience. I mean, look at Inside. I haven't played Inside yet, but I know Inside isn't a very long game, and everyone seems to love that. It's a shorter game. So if that's the case, this is fine. Why not? You know, I mean, you look at Ratchet and Clank earlier this year. It was $40. That was a great game.
Yeah, that was an amazing game.
Now I understand with something like that, or even like you mentioned, the Rare collection, that's more of a nostalgia thing. I mean, Ratchet and Clank was a remake of the original game and based off the movie. So, all right, they put it at $40. It's not an original new IP, so to speak. So, you know, like even The Last of Us, when they did the remake of that on the PlayStation 4, that was $40 instead of charging 60, things like that. But I mean, if Recore is a fun game, but it's shorter and it's $40, I think that's just a great value. Why not? Look, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to play it.
And you get a free copy of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Ooh, oh, really?
Right.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Me neither. I just heard about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can't play it because that means I need an Xbox One. So.
No, supports. Oh, well, yeah. For the Xbox. All right. So, the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is a free download for the Xbox 360, playable on Xbox One through the emulation. But yeah, so you could order it, but you wouldn't be able to play it.
No.
Well, Paris, as a sign, Paris.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's a sign for you, man. Join the movement, Paris.
Let him dream.
You know what? Here's a funny thing.
What's up?
I'm actually salty. If I were going to get an Xbox One S, I'd be salty that they're only offering the 2 terabyte version at launch. They're going to basically try and trick people into spending $400, and they're going to wait until probably the holiday to put out the 500 gigabyte version, which is what I would get.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh.
What, you're attacking me?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
God.
I'll be fine playing Gears of War 4 on my PC.
He's still part of a movement, just on a different side PC. It's okay. It's okay.
Which by the way,
yes,
Witcher 3 just is now the highest rated PC game of all time.
Not surprised.
Well, congrats. CD Projekt.
You're killing
Congrats. You're killing it. Yeah. Amazing game, man.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Take it out.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
You guys want to read another email? Could read one or two more, and that's it.
Well, we'd ask you to read, but we know how that works.
Okay. You should read that one. The one that says PlayStation 4 single player games. I don't know if you read that, or...
Yeah, sure. We'll read it.
Okay.
I know why, because you want me to try to pronounce this.
What?
Yeah, so all right, I'll go through it. I'm going to struggle through this, but I would have paid more to listen to Danny try to pronounce this. But all All right, so this email is from Matthew. Hey guys, this is going back a few podcasts about limited internet. For the next 3 years, I will be on an isolated island called Sanikiluak, Nunavut, Canada. I think I did pretty damn well on that one, okay?
They're pretty good.
Sunny Kilowak.
Yeah,
Sunny Kilowak.
Kilowak. Nanuvut or Nunavut, whatever, Canada. Sorry, I've ruined all of Canada for this now.
Sorry.
Internet is painfully slow and very expensive, so I will be limited to single-player campaign games. That being said, I won't be able to do a whole lot of research on games. I was wondering what upcoming games I should be on the lookout for, and if there are any older ones I should check out. I already have Far Cry 4, The Witcher, the Nathan Drake collections to keep me busy in the meantime, and we'll be picking up the BioShock collection. Thanks a lot, guys, and always keep up the good work. I look forward to your podcasts every week. Thankfully, they don't take up a lot of data. P.S. If my picture doesn't load, it's a screenshot of my internet provider. He gets 50 gigs at 5 megabits per second for $3.99 a month.
Oof.
400. Honey,
man.
a month. And you get a bandwidth cap at 50 gigs. And it's not fast. At 5 megs per second.
50 gigs. A lot of these games are over that.
Yeah, well,
No, that's not what he's saying.
Danny.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I took gigabytes. I know, 'cause I saw the picture. I thought it was
Read
the gigabytes. Okay.
This is why you didn't read the email.
I could have sworn. Okay, whatever. It's all good. That's my bad. I was looking at the picture.
Oh my God! Go play Uno on your Vision camera.
I should.
One recommendation I can think of right at the top of my head, since he's already mentioned The Witcher. I'd go get that Skyrim remake. Or is he leaving already? When is he leaving?
Oh, he doesn't say. But if he's
he might be gone
getting,
already. But yeah, dude, I'd get Skyrim. Why not?
When does BioShock collection come?
Soon.
Next month.
Yeah,
So he might have time. And if you can, try to pick up the DLC for The Witcher.
Yeah,
yeah, you're
especially
right.
for The Witcher. Yeah.
And then he didn't say. He said Nathan Drake collections, but get Uncharted 4. Which the previous email, the guy was saying I need to keep playing it. I'll definitely do that. I'm going to jump back into it soon. I'm trying to think what Bloodborne would be another one I'd recommend. Danny's all-time favorite, Sunset Overdrive. Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. He says PS4.
Read Paris.
He says
PlayStation 4 single-player game.
Oh, well then get Tomb Raider, because that's about to come out on PlayStation 4, which, by the way, hey, props to them, man. That's a pretty solid update that they're putting out for that Tomb Raider's coming to PlayStation 4. I like it.
And they're also adding PlayStation VR, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Which, I've still not played it. So maybe I'll get the PS4 version.
I thought you were going to play for the PC.
Yeah, but look at all these goodies you're getting.
Oh, all right. Don't attack me. I'm just saying. Let's see. I mean, if you want, also try out Until Dawn. That's a pretty good game. I like it. And yeah.
Oh, so he's only PlayStation 4. Yeah, now I'm trying to think what's only PlayStation 4, because I was going to say Ori, but can't do
Ratchet
that.
and Clank. Ratchet
and Clank would be a good one. You can pick it up pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Infamous, you want to try that? PlayStation 4? It must be probably super cheap now. It came out 2 years ago?
Well, I know he's going to be gone for 3 years, and this will only take him 5 minutes, but he could do the order.
Wow, it's not even that short. It takes him a while. It's not that short. My God, Paris.
Okay, an hour. Hey, you get a good time.
An hour? Huh. I mean, there's a lot of independent games, too, that's a small size, too, that you could download from the PSN. That's pretty long, too. You could try those. I think there's one that's coming out, I think, next week. That's a RPG game. That's pretty. I can't remember exactly the name. Wow, major fail on my part. But yeah, check out the PSN.
Actually, and one of Paris's favorites, Talos Principle.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is on PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's an awesome game. Definitely get that.
You're welcome.
Right. Okay. Do we have one more email? That's it.
We have one from Anthony that came in right before we started recording, I believe. This one comes from Anthony Vasquez. I've been playing a lot of twin stick shooters lately. Games like Dead Nation, Helldivers, Alien Nation, etc. Are you guys fans of this genre? And if you are, send me recommendations. Peace.
Geometry Wars, hands down, all-time favorite.
I can't argue with that. Geometry Wars is a lot of fun. I mean, my favorite is still, and it's old school, Robotech. But yeah, Geometry Wars is right up there. It's. I can't complain. Hotline Miami.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a good one.
But I think I like the first one more than the second one. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I have it on my Steam. I've been playing through there.
I mean, it also depends on where you're playing it through. I mean, because if you want to stick to the console side, I mean, Resogun was pretty decent.
Okay.
But yeah, I would. I mean, Pixel Junk, that was always one of my favorites on the PlayStation side. But yeah, Hotline Miami, Geometry Wars. Just depends on where you want to go. Maybe Postal Redo.
Okay. Never played that. All right. Paris, any recommendations before we leave? Or
no, you hit like what I would have brought up. Geometry Wars was like the first one that I thought of, and then that Hotline Miami. That's definitely a good one.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, guys. This was a great episode of Gamertag Radio here. All about fan mail. So send your questions so we could read more questions during future episode of GTR. Give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Or email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. And of course, go to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag and listen to our past episodes and tell us what you think and share with your friends. And find us Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories, man. So any other stuff, guys, before we finish and wrap it up?
No, I think Paris, I do have to call you out though for your Brock Lesnar Viking from Asgard.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Now I officially no longer believe any athlete ever that I see just freaking swole. I'm serious. I mean, he was literally the last one. He was the last one where you're like, well, maybe he is just like that. Maybe it's real. No, they're all fake. It's
and
all
the crazy part is he failed. So my argument or my complaint about the whole thing was that John Bones Jones was pulled from UFC 200. Mm-hmm. A week or two later, Brock got busted as well for the same PED as John Jones and was left on the card.
And not only that, got paid $2.5 million.
Right. And the night of the fight, he got tested and got hit again with the exact same one. So, it's, from a business perspective, I understand why Dana White did it, because you didn't want to pull two major cards off of your biggest event right then and there, because, the John Jones versus, Daniel Cormier fight, got pulled. And then, you were going to pull Mark Hunt versus, Lesnar. That's two major fights, would have, caused chaos with them trying to, do promotions and stuff like that. It doesn't make it okay. Especially that they're going to argue and make the big stink about, we're going to stand our ground on performance enhancing drugs, and then you let this behemoth drug induced monster fight. That's it. I'm off my soapbox.
All right. Well, one last thing about that though. I guess Vince is still going to go for it, man. SummerSlam.
Dude, WWE don't care. I mean, think about it. That's just more promotion for them. They don't care. And if you heard the crowd last night during the draft, when he got selected, Suplex City, dude, no one cares. See, that's the thing. No one cares, really, because we just assume they're all on the juice anyways. So I don't think anyone cares anymore. I really don't.
Huh. All right. On that note.
Before I forget. I got invited to go to Destiny Con in Tampa at the end of August. I don't think I'm going to be able to go, though.
Whoa. You got invited?
Mm-hmm. It's a community event. Some people in the Destiny community invited me to go.
I know. Wow.
Danny, you'd have to play the game to be invited.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay.
Danny's tapping out.
Do you have the dates? So you could. Do you have the dates you want to promote it for any listener that would interested to go?
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I'm saying if there's any listeners that are curious about this event, do you have any like information very quick? Mention it. We could.
I don't have the URL in front of me. If you Googled, I'll provide it next episode.
DestinyCon.co.
There
August
you go.
27th.
It's a community. This is not from Bungie, Activision, nothing. This is a community-sponsored event. They did a first one last year. This is the second one this year, and it's going to be in Tampa. August 27th, I think, is the first day of it.
Yep.
And, it's just like all the Destiny content creators and streamers and stuff, they're all going to just get together, and they're going to celebrate the game. So it's pretty
awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would trust me. I'm from Tampa. I would love to go, but we got Call of Duty XP, which I think we're going to wind up covering this year. PAX is around the same. There's a lot of stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, unfortunately.
But Paris, they got sprinkles out there.
They got sprinkles right here, Pete.
Right across the street. You know?
Never mind.
Hey, matter of fact, where Call of Duty XP is, sprinkles is right there, bro. So it's even closer.
Hey, we might need to have two people going out to help cover COD experience.
Yeah, but I just bring that up because I think that's cool. Again, this is the community celebrating a game on their own. They don't need Activision or Bungie or someone else to tell them to gather to celebrate a game. This is how PAX got started, for example. I mean, it's a community event. So it's just really cool to see because, I mean, there's people coming from all over the globe going to Destiny Con, which I think is just an awesome thing. So hopefully I'll definitely be paying attention to what's going on. If by some miracle I get to attend, then I'll come back and talk about it. And Rise of Iron stream happened today. So they showed the new look of the Cosmodrome, and you can definitely tell that they ditched the last gen consoles because now full on weather effects, everything happening now in the game. So it looks really good. I'm excited. Can't wait till the 20th of September.
What did you think of that free, what is it? The galley, whatever?
That's stupid. I mean, I'll never get, because you know what I mean. It's just a silly gimmick. I can't even believe Bungie actually did it. I almost feel like Activision made them do it or something for a pre-order bonus. The Gala Wing, whatever.
All right. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.